Yo, what is going on, fans and coaches of the ASL? My name is Hutcher322 here, and today I'll be bringing you guys the ASL Season 6 Week 4 weekly recap. And yeah, so I'll be bringing you guys in this video. It is a day late. Sorry, it was not up yesterday. Just been really busy. I've said that on almost all my videos. You guys know the drill by now if you've been watching the YouTube for a long time, or even watching my own channel for a long time. Busy. So if there's inconveniences, it's gonna happen. But yeah, so bringing this to you guys, you're gonna see that we have a 00 here. We have a 00. I'll explain that when we get to that. But other than that, we have a 30, 40, 20, 60, 50, and 10. And our weekly heroes are Kartana, Zygarde, 50%, Latias, and Jirachi. So let's just go ahead and hop into the first game. Oops, wrong one. Supposed to be starting on the PC Barcelona against the Winters Weaviles, and this is the first victory that Vish will be picking up this season, so good on him for finally pulling out that first victory. And Shadow will fall to 2-2 as he had a very hot start despite having the undisputed worst draft, but Shadow's been making it work, just not in this game. Vish is clawing his way back, trying to get himself steady around a 500 record, but he's got a couple more games to go. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into it. So we have Rhydon leading out against Tentacruel, which Rhydon does not want to take a Scald right about now, which Tentacruel is going to go ahead and fire off. Vish just goes out into a Slowking. He's going to get burned, which is not the worst thing in the world. And Shadow's actually going to stay in and go for the Toxic. Now, I really do not understand what Shadow was thinking there, because there's no reason for Vish to swap. And he's already burned, so interesting play. His Tentacruel is going to be knocked really low, but this is a Life Orb Slowking, looking to put on all the pressure in the world right now. And Vish is going to go into his Rotom Frost, as he does not want to take a Dark Pulse with his Slowking. That thing looks like it's going to break Shadow very effectively at this point. So the Sandslash is going to be able to go for a knockoff, as Rotom then goes for a Volt Switch, getting on out of there, going into the Thundurus, and possibly going to be doubling here, but it looks to be Scarf Thundurus. If I'm seeing things right, it's going to go for the Incinerate, so I like the tech from Vish there, not running the Hidden Power Fire, which probably indicates that he has something like Hidden Power Ice. But this Silvally is just going to go for the Parting Shot, scaring out the Zeraora, as the Zygarde is going to come in. Zygarde can get a free kill here, pretty much. There's nothing on Shadow's team that actually wants to take this hit, so he's just going to let his Tentacle go down. And Vish doing a very good job of keeping up the pressure here. He's going to go out and do his Rotom Frost, expecting the potential Ice Beam, but Earth Power, Vish does not mind taking. And he's going to set up the Light Screen, but it's not going to save him from this Flamethrower from the Nidoking. And Nidoking is actually packing the Thunder, so nice tech on Shadow's part, as Vish is going to set up the sub. And Nidoking is going to go for the Earth Power, which actually does not break this sub, and the Slowking is actually just going to kill that thing from full. So we're going to see right now that the Slowking does pack the Slack off, but Staraptor is going to go for the U-turn, as Slowking does not pack it, but it is going to get some kills out of it. Slowking does pick up 2 kills. Very, very good set by Vish, putting on a lot of pressure, and Rhydon is pretty much just going to win this game, if not for the final Gambit, because now this thing is in range of pretty much anything close combat and Grass Knot, but it does eliminate this Staraptor, and Zeraora is going to be sitting pretty low. I mean, the Zydoge cleans up if it is a Choice Scarf variant, but Vish just goes out into his Silvally and it's going to start clicking some buttons. And Zeraora is going to be trying to click Bulk Up, but it really doesn't matter because this Silvally will be able to kill. +2 Zeraora is not going to kill, and Silvally will be able to clean up this game and give Vish his first victory of the season. So it's going to be a 3-0 for the Winters Weavile over the PC Barcelona. So I'm going to leave it on this replay. And if you see the game, it looks weird. It looks weird. Obviously, you can tell by TCP's record. So pretty much what happened is this was a really, really long game. It was about 4-4 after like 97 turns or whatever stupid number they got to. But Milan was having internet issues. It was just a really long game. It was pretty much a stall war at that point. We had a big discussion in chat about it. Ultimately, it came to the decision of Brad issuing a 0-0 loss for Milan and a 0-0 win for TCP. It's something that both coaches also agreed on. So it wasn't out of the blue or anything. They proposed it and we approved it. It was just going to be a really long battle, and with Milan having a lot of internet issues during the time of the battle, it was going to be really unrealistic that the battle was going to be played in any realistic amount of time. Like, the battle had already been going on for about an hour and a half up until that stage because there were so many internet problems already. It was 97 turns in, so it was just not going to be a fun time. Milan was just okay with taking the 0-0 forfeit loss. Of course he didn't want to, but those are the circumstances that he was presented with, and TCP was also happily accepting of the win. So it's going to be a 0-0 loss to Milan and a 0-0 win to TCP. Hope that clears everything up. So, moving into the actual third game of the week, we have another stupid long video, or a stupid long match. I've been informed that this will probably be an hour and a half long video if I were to play all of it, so we're going to be skipping through a little bit. If you guys want to check out the full length of the videos, it will be down below in the description, or you can join the ASL server, check it out on the actual doc. But anyways, EN does pick up the victory 4-0, but FORFEIT is going to make him work for this. This is going to be a very long battle. Grab some popcorn. I'll give you a minute. Alright, you got your popcorn? Let's go. Okay, so we're leading out with Tornadus Therian and Heliolisk. Obviously going to favor the Tornadus Therian if EN is not fearing the Scarf, but he's going to fear the Scarf. Smart, no reason not to. But FORFEIT is going to get a free swap out into his Torkoal, which EN is going to decide to go into his Altaria. And FORFEIT goes out into his Mega Venusaur. So FORFEIT making a lot of valuable doubles right now. He does go for the Sleep Powder, which is kind of put him on the back foot in terms of trying to keep up the momentum. And Mungus is going to Sludge Bomb here. So this is pretty much the root of why this game is annoying. We're running Mega Venusaur and Amoonguss, so yay. Tornadus is going to come out on that big Sludge Bomb and is going to try and fear this thing, or scare this thing out. EN knows that the Mega Venusaur is scared out, and he's just going to go for the U-turn, getting out into his Raikou. As FORFEIT is going to go into his Claydol, EN is just going to set up a substitute so he can get a free Hidden Power Ice off if he wants, but he's going to opt to just go out into the Amoonguss, which gets a special defense drop, which puts EN in kind of a bad spot. FORFEIT's going to predict him to double, which is a very good play on his part, and then he's going to go for the Glare onto the Mega Altaria, which goes for a Hyper Voice, gets a crit, does big damage, but this Hyper Voice is going to do absolutely nothing to Mega Venusaur. I mean, you couldn't have really expected it to do that much. And Mega Venusaur is going to go for the Synth as the Tornadus Therian is just going to U-turn out again. And EN is going to get out into his Cobalion. And now the Celesteela is going to go for a Tectonic Rage. Cobalion is packing the Shucca Berry, so it's not going to do that much. And is going to go for the Volt Switch out into the Tornadus Therian to take a potential Earthquake. But FORFEIT just decides to go for the Leech Seed, knowing that there's nothing that Cobalion can really do. And Bouffalant is going to come out here as Celesteela does go for the Protect. Bouffalant is going to be trying to Wild Charge this thing, and FORFEIT's having none of it. He's going to go out into his Mega Venusaur as EN is going to click the Swords Dance. Big plays coming out from EN. He's going to eat up his Eye of Papa Berry and is going to go for the Head Charge. Huge damage coming out of that Mega Venusaur. And Bouffalant will be able to kill the Mega Venusaur off with a return. So very good set on EN's part, being able to break that Mega Venusaur quite easily with the help of Bouffalant. But he's just going to sack it off now to the Scrafty, and then go on to Mega Altaria, and is pretty free to click Fire Blast if he wants to. He's going to get paralyzed though, which is really unfortunate. But EN is forced into Cobalion here, where he's likely just going to Volt Switch out. Or he's going to go hard out into Amoonguss, not wanting the Claydol to come in, I guess. But he's going to go for the Spore as Selly protects. Selly goes for a Heavy Slam, which is really good damage. So I'm going to guess that that was a especially defensive Amoonguss, maybe Assault Vested. It's looking to be likely because, you know, the Heliolisk is there. You have the Sylveon, so there's a lot of reasoning that would point towards that. But this Torn is going to go for the Supersonic Sky Strike. It is going to connect onto the Celesteela, and we'll see if the Heat Wave will be able to pick it off. It does. FORFEIT did try and go for the Protect there as he went first. So Heliolisk is going to come out as Amoonguss is going to be the Mon that comes in on it. So Heliolisk is effectively dead unless something like Torkoal or Claydol are able to get a Rapid Spin off. So FORFEIT's got to be conscious of that going forward in the match. But Scrafty's going to get a nice Ice Punch off onto this Tornadus. And Tornadus is going to go ahead and fire off a Hurricane and do what it does best and miss the Hurricane. To be fair, I'm pretty sure in Sun Hurricane is like 50% accurate, so that's not exactly a shocker that that missed. So Torkoal does get off the rapid spin that I was talking about, but Claydol is going to take about 34% from that hit. And Claydol is going to try and set up a Cosmic Power, but it's not going to work because the Mega Altaria is going to go for a Toxic. Farah just doesn't care. He's going to set up another Calm Mind here. Or not a Calm Mind, but a Cosmic Power. And we'll see if he has something like a Refresh on his set. He has Rest. Oh, good heavens. Alright. Well, we know why this game's annoying. So, yeah. Torn is going to be trying to just damage this thing while also clicking Hurricane. So, not really reliable at all. This thing's going to go for Earth Power. Oh my god, please don't tell me that your only attacking move is Earth Power. Anyways, Torn is going to go for a Taunt as the Helios does come out. Ian is not going to risk the fact that there's a Scarf, like I've said. And he's going to go right out into the Amoonguss, which actually gives him a swap into Scrafty. So, Scrafty's going to go for the Ice Punch. And, okay, I'm putting this in faster mode. Alright, let's go. My voice is not going to make it through this entire video if not. So we're going to see an Ice Punch coming down from Scrafty. Now the Tornadus is going to go for the U-turn on the Torkoal. I got to talk like an auctioneer, man. So Altaria is going to be coming out. Is going to go for the Toxic on the incoming Claydol, which Claydol is likely going to set up a Cosmic Power here. And is going to go for a Toxic instead as Tornadus is going to come out. Tornadus can opt to go for a U-turn. But it's actually going to go for the Taunt, not wanting the Claydol to set up as Torkoal is going to come in. And Tornadus is going to U-turn out again. Altaria comes out, Fire Blast doing about 23%, and is going to go out into the Tornadus Therian. Claydol comes out, and we are in a continuous sleep right now. So the Tornadus is going to go ahead and go for the Hurricane. It's going to miss, obviously. Like I said previously, it is about 50% accurate in this Sun. It's going to go for the U-turn, do about 4%, as Torkoal is going to go for the Earth Power, likely packing it there for, I don't know. But Altaria is going to be sitting out here against Claydol, and Altaria is going to double out into Tornadus Therian, as the Helios will be dying to Solar Power. So unfortunate for Ferret that his own ability is going to work against him, as Tornadus is going to U-turn out into Mega Altaria, going for the Fire Blast. About taking the same amount of damage, and Hyper Voice is going to do a good chunk and is going to be 2 KOing this Torkoal pretty easily, assuming that Mega Altaria is not paralyzed, but he wants to roost instead. The Fire Blast is going to be obviously doing a little bit less out of the Sun, and the Hyper Voice is actually not going to pick this off and is going to give Torkoal its Iapapa Berry. So Fire Blast is going to do 15%. Hyper Voice is going to be a 2-shot from this range as long as Ian gets a similar roll, but he's going to opt to go for the Roost more than likely, being as high health as he can, because Mega Altaria does win this game at this point. He's going to go for Hyper Voice as his Claydol is Toxic. Claydol is likely going to go for the rest here because he needs to stay healthy. Ian is going to go out and do his Tornadus there and try and go for a taunt to try and prevent this thing from doing anything. But he's going to go for the U-turn because it is sleeping right now. Amoonguss is going to come out. Amoonguss might try and go for the Giga Drain, just trying to get some big damage off. It does go for the Giga Drain as Scrafty is going to come out. Scrafty is going to go for the Ice Punch, does good damage, and Amoonguss is going to go for the Spore here. So Amoonguss is going to go out into the Cobalion. Cobalion will kill with close combat or Ian Thought, and the Torkoal will be able to kill with Earth Power. So it is 4-3 at this point. Torkoal will die to pretty much any one hit, and Mega Altaria is going to go for the Hyper Voice, does big damage, and Claydol is going to try and wake up. This is very unfortunate for Mega Altaria because this is going to be paralyzed. This allows Claydol a venue to set up, but Ian is not going to allow it. He's going to go for the Toxic here, and we are going to see Claydol just try and stall this thing out. Tornadus Therian is going to come out, might click Toxic. It doesn't have Toxic, it might go over a U-turn, might go over Tom, my bad. Hurricane is going to miss. Obviously, Ian's probably out of Hurricanes at this point. He's missed so many at this point. But he's going to go for a potential U-turn on the following turn, just try and get big damage, go out into something. But he's going to go for a Taunt, seeing if this is going to wake up. He doesn't want a Cosmic Power to come out here. And he's going to go for the U-turn. He wants to reset the Toxic turns. He's going to get some regen off. He's going to go into his Amoonguss, which is not going to take that much from Earth Power. And then could go for a good Giga Drain on the following turn. Scrafty is going to come in. It's going to be Sportus. Scrafty is already... it's already sleeping, so Tornadus Therian is going to come out, and Ian pretty much gets to claim a kill here. He's actually going to land the Hurricane to my surprise, and whatever comes out, the Tornadus Therian is going to like sitting in against. Claydol is going to be taunted, so Claydol is very diminished in terms of what its value it brings. So the Tornadus is going to go for a U-turn as Claydol does go for the Earth Power, and Amoonguss is going to go for the Giga Drain. Ian is likely going to double into his Tornadus here, but he's actually going to go out into his Altaria. He can basically just click Hyper Voice, and is going to be able to 2-shot, assuming he does not get paralyzed or doesn't outspeed. Oh my god. Amoonguss is going to go in and stay in here and go for the Giga Drain. It will be 2-shotting the Scrafty if Ian does opt to go for that. The Scrafty is going to go for the Ice Punch, and the Amoonguss will take it down. So Claydol is the only Mon remaining, and Claydol cannot win this game because Ian does have Taunt on his Tornadus. And Amoonguss is going to get some big damage off with Giga Drain, and at this point, Tornadus will be able to go ahead and go with the Taunt, and then he can start firing off Hurricanes. And once he gets in range for a U-turn, he can go ahead and click that. He's going to go for the U-turn now instead. He's going to go into his Mega Altaria and just start clicking Hyper Voices as the Claydol goes for an Earth Power. And we're going to see another Earth Power. Altaria is just going over the Hyper Voice. and it just needs one more Hyper Voice to secure the kill. Claydol is going to go for the rest, so my voice is going to die even more. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Hyper Voice is going to be about a 4-shot from here, so Tornadus is going to come out. It's going to just... Okay, I can't do this anymore. You guys know what he does. Oh my god. Give me a minute. Alright. I'm going to run an auction. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. Anyways. That was a 130 turn game. Super fun. Amazing. But, yeah. So, that is going to be the game. The Aussie Kings Gons are going to win 4-0 over the Philadelphia Flygons. I'm just trying to collect my breath right now. Oh my god, I talk so fast. Alright, anyways, moving into the 4th game, as we're already about 16 minutes in. Cool. We have Malone taking on Demaster in a classic showdown. In the St. Louis Swabblers taking on the Denver Nummels, as Malone is going to improve to 2-2 on a 2-game win streak right now. So Malone is looking to get into the thick of the playoff hunt right now, and he is in the thick of the playoff hunt. And Kartana being one of the weekly heroes of the week. I'm going to be talking so fast for the rest of the video, but yeah, let's just go and hop into it. Oh, sorry for that. But anyways, the Rotom is going to go for a Volt Switch as the Superior is sitting in here. Out comes the Skuntank. Skuntank is going to be a very good answer for the Superior. But Skuntank is going to go ahead and go for a Poison Jab, which does solid damage to Gyarados. He's also going to get a Poison, so Malone is getting a little bit lucky already, as the Master is going to be sitting in here with his Gyarados and just goes for a Dragon Dance. So Malone's getting good damage off every turn, so he's going to go out into his Kartana, and this Kartana is going to kind of eat up the Waterfall, so not bad. If this is Scarf Kartana, which it is, it will be killing off the Mega Gyarados. So the Master is going to go right out into his Superior because he knows this thing is locked in. And he's going to miss the Leaf Storm, which is a little unfortunate. But to be fair, I don't think Leaf Storm in a Hidden Power Ground would have killed anyways. I mean, maybe it would have. But the Master goes into his War Turtle and can just go for the Seismic Toss, which is obviously immune to this Rotom. And Rotom is going to... Oh, excuse me, got it yawn. Is going to go for the Volt Switch into the Bronzong. And the Skuntank is going to do huge damage with this Crunch. Skuntank, calm down, relax. And Bronzong is going to be able to get up the rocks, but that's pretty much to the extent of what it's able to do. And the Slurba is going to come out on the Kieran Black. That is going to take the Earth Power, kind of. Another one is going to kill it, so Malone is just going to go sack off his Magmortar. Interesting play by Demaster going for the Ice Beam. But, I mean, I guess it kind of doesn't matter. But yeah, we're gonna see a nice little Mach Punch coming through there and getting a little bit of chip on Kyurem. This looks like a really bulky Kyurem, if I had to guess, because like that's doing nothing to Kyurem, and it's leftovers. So Rotom is gonna go for the Defog, which this is going to improve Superior's evasion. So this might be to Malone's demise. So he's gonna go with the Volt Switch. He does land it, and the Selgor is going to come out and is going to go for the U-turn onto the Superior and goes into Rotom, as this Superior will go for the what I would assume to be Hidden Power Fire, then goes for the Leaf Storm. And this is looking really scary for Malone because he's going to go into his Selgor, and it does go for a Bug Buzz and gets the kill. So luckily the Master didn't evade any of those moves, at least for Malone's sake. But he's going to go for the final Gambit now, take care of this Kyurem for the most part, and then it lets Kartana really run wild. But out comes the Slowbro, as the War Turtle is going to be sitting in here. Malone might double right back out into his Kartana because like War Turtle can't do anything. Are you kidding me, man? So now Malone doubles into Kartana. Nope. Okay. Now Malone doubles into Kartana. Nope. Okay. So we're just waiting. Minior, it's going to be sitting in here. Minior is going to Shell Smash. Bada bing, bada boom, who do you think you are? We're going to see a Thunder Wave come out. Malone is going to not remember that ability there. So Kartana is got to come out. Kartana's got to be the hero. Smart Strike does kill from full. Kartana's out here. Kartana's doing the most. And Kyurem Black is going to come out, and Kyurem Black is going to drop to the Smart Strike. So Malone will win this game 2-0 over the Denver Nummels. God, what a reliever of a game. 100 less turns. It's crazy what of a difference that makes. Alright, so in this next game, we have the Slow Bohemians taking on the Chicago Conch Elders. And Dave did start out this season with a loss, but he has not repeated that result since. He's going to get a nice 6-0 over the previous champion of the ASL, and Dave is really proving his dominance in this season, as he will improve to 3-1 off of a big 6-0 over TJ. And let's go ahead and hop into this. So we got Rotom Wash. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. We have Rotom Wash going for the trick onto the Registeel turn 1, get in the Choice Scarf on that. Good play by Dave already. And TJ's put into the back foot because he's got to go into his Gallade, but Dave can go for the Volt Switch here. So Mega Pidgeot puts on a tremendous amount of pressure as Dave is going to go for the U-turn, getting more momentum, going out into his Zygarde. As in against this Registeel, this is a very, very bad situation for TJ. This Zygarde is going to set up a substitute, and Dave is going to start coiling. So this is going to counteract the Foul Play. So Foul Play is not going to be doing progressively more damage. It will do the same damage each time because it calculates attack and defense. So Coil is going to be a very, very effective set against TJ at this point. The 1,000 Arrows is not going to be two-shotting the Suicune, but if all Suicune can hit this thing with is Scald, that's going to be a very bad situation for TJ. And that looks to be the case, and Dave is looking unstoppable right now. TJ just did not bring enough things to be able to break this Zygarde. Ice Beam on Suicune at this point looks like an essential, because otherwise TJ is just at a loss of what to do. He's going to set up a sub himself, just so Dave is more pressured to hit this Suicune sooner, just to make sure, you know, it's not going to set up. But at this point, it does look like Zygarde is in KO range. And Zygarde is just going to go for the 1,000 Arrows. Suicune wants a little bit more leftovers to be able to take this hit a little bit better. 1,000 Arrows is not going to pick up the kill. And Dave is just going to be able to go ahead and sub up. TJ, in my opinion, should go ahead and sub up. Oh, wait, he can't. That's unfortunate. But, yep, Zygarde is going to be able to get the sub up. It's going to be able to kill the Suicune without a sub. Pro play there would have been Dave going for the coil, but it's really not necessary. So he's going to go for the 1,000 Arrows, and he's going to get a lot of damage into Mandibuzz. With the weak armor, that is not good for TJ, because now this Mandibuzz is in range for this to kill. And Dave is just going to go for another coil. He just doesn't care. He knows that this Mandibuzz is not going to be able to do that much to him, and he wants to be as high health as possible when this thing dies, because he wants to be able to either A, take a hit from Ribombee, or A, be able to just destroy Ribombee. So he's going to be able to take the hit from Ribombee because he's behind a sub. So TJ's going to have to throw even more resources at this behemoth as Zygarde goes for the coil. And setting up a sub now is going to essentially ensure that this Gallade is not able to do anything about it. But Dave is going to get the extreme speed off, which is going to be able to two-shot the Gallade, as TJ tried to go for the taunt, predicting the substitute. And the Archeops is going to go for a Hidden Power Ice. Dave goes for 1,000 Arrows, gets rid of it. And at this point, it's really hard for TJ to make it back into this game because everything is just going to die. And yeah, it's looking like Zygarde just cleans all the way up. It's going to go for extreme speed, does one-shot the Ribombee. And out comes Suicune, which we've seen from earlier, the previous damage. And Zygarde 50%, slowly creeping its way up the all-time kill ladder in the ASL, and it is getting near the top. And it is going to collect 6 kills in that match. And that is going to be the game, 6-0 for the Chicago Conch Elders. Moving in to the 6th game that I have for you guys in this video, we have the Houston Hoopas taking on the Portland Timbers. Latias is one of the weekly heroes, as it was able to collect 4 kills in this match, as I was able to bounce back this week after going 1-2, going to get back up to 2-2. So let's hop into it. So we have Rotom Heat taking on the Tyrantrum, as AZ is going to swap out, not wanting to take a faster Will-O-Wisp. And Steelix is going to come out trying to take the hit from the Tyrantrum. Steelix then sets up a Stealth Rocks as the Jolteon goes out into the Ferrothorn. And Crobat does go for a taunt on the Ferrothorn. So the Ferrothorn is not going to be able to do any type of shenanigans in terms of like Leech Seed or setting up hazards. Crobat is going to go for a U-turn on the Landorus coming in. And Megalophony is going to come out. Megalophony's Fake Out plus Ice Punch will be able to kill the Landorus. So that does scare AZ out immediately, as Lopunny does go for the Fake Out. So Toxapex is going to be in here trying to take all the hits in the world. And Crobat is going to be able to take this Scald, nummy. And then the Crobat is going to go for a taunt here, or a roost. So this Landorus is going to come out, and Landorus can just go ahead and do some shenanigans with like rock type moves, but Quagsire does come out, and Quagsire is going to be able to take a lot of hits from this thing. And Quagsire goes for the curse as Toxapex is sitting in here, and unfortunately for myself, AZ is packing the haze on his Toxapexes. Curse Quagsire is going to be effectively useless, but it does do a little bit of damage to the Toxapex, and Rotom Heat is going to be able to come in and is going to go for the Defog. So Rotom is going to be in here as Jolteon was trying to bait out, or Toxapex was trying to bait the electric move, and out comes Jolteon. Jolteon is going to live on a mere 1%. Nice little roll right there as I double into Steelix, predicting the potential Tyrantrum. But the Steelix is going to go for the Ice Fang as the Ferrothorn comes out, and Rotom Heat comes out on the Ferrothorn. So Rotom is going to go for the Defog, getting away the hazards as Toxapex is going to double out into Jolteon, trying to get that Volt Absorb back onto his Jolteon, and then goes for a Shadow Ball, does a little bit of damage. Rotom eats its Mago Berry and gets rid of the Jolteon with the Overheat. First kill of the match, 20 turns in, and Landorus is going to go ahead and be out here. It's going to go for a Bulk Up, but this is a unaware Quagsire, so there's not much then that AZ can hope to achieve with that, as Quag is just going to set up the Curse here, just pretty much forcing this thing into Toxapex if I click Curse. And yeah, the Crobat is going to absorb the Toxic due to its type, and then is going to go for the Taunt on the incoming Tyrantrum, going out into the Steelix as AZ doubles into Toxapex. So Rotom Heat is going to come out. Rotom can take the Scald and can fire off a pretty big electric type move if it so chooses. But gonna go for the Overheat, and Toxapex is gonna get a lower roll than previously. If you heard that, my battery is low, but this is the penultimate replay, so we should be fine. And Toxapex is going to go for the Scald, does not get the burn as Crobat does go for the U-turn, goes out into the Latias, and Ferrothorn is going to come out here. Latias is going to go for the Reflect type. Don't really know why the Reflect type didn't show up on here, but I'm a Grass Steel type right now. And the Latias is going to go for another Calm Mind, not wanting to risk. Well, I would have lived, so I just stay in Psychic here. And now going out into Rotom Heat as AZ does go for the Tectonic Rage. Don't really know why he did that because I was a levitated Mon anyways, but you know, it's whatever. And Rotom is going to go down from the Tyrantrum, and Steelix is going to be able to absorb that Outrage pretty much like it was nothing, and then go for the Earthquake on the following turn. Steelix is going to set up the rocks here just to try and pressure AZ down. Going out into Crobat, absorbing that Scald like it's nothing. And then going for the Taunt to prevent the Toxapex from doing any like Toxic Spikes or Recover shenanigans. As Crobat is then going to go for the Roost, and Toxapex just going to be firing off the Scald. It's finally going to claim a burn. And now Crobat goes for the U-turn, going out into Latias, as Latias is paralyzed, so no real fear of getting Toxic or burned here. So the Toxapex is going to be sitting in here. Latias goes for the Calm Mind and is going to start trying to sweep AZ's team, as it's going to go for another Calm Mind. The Toxapex is going to go for a Haze. I completely forgot about that at that point, I'm not gonna lie. AZ is going to be going for the Haze. We're going to do some just Calm Mind Haze mind games. Finally going to go for the Psychic. Does really, really good damage. It's going to show me that +1 Psychic is going to get rid of it. And Prinplup does come out on the Latias. Going to go for the Calm Mind. And Latias is going to go for another Calm Mind. And the Prinplup is going to go for a Stealth Rock. It's going to get paralyzed here. Prinplup goes for the Scald. And the Latias is going to be sitting in here. It gets paralyzed again. Just trying not to get paralyzed right here, as the Latias will get off the Psychic. Does decent damage to the Ferrothorn. And Latias is going to go for a Reflect type. Does not want to be Leech Seeded. And going to go for the Psychic, which will be able to two-shot the Prinplup coming in. And is going to be able to do so. So Latias is going to pick up its first kill of the match. Now out comes the Ferrothorn. Is going to Reflect type again to prevent this Leech Seed from coming off. and is going to go for a Calm Mind, and Latias is just going to try and get up to a range where it is able to win the rest of the game. It's just a little unfortunate that AZ did have to paralyze me, so this is going to take a little bit longer to win the game. But Latias is going for Psychic. It's trying its hardest not to get paralyzed, and it's going to go for a Psychic. Good on it. And out comes the Landorus. Now Landorus is going to pretty much drop to a +3 Psychic. It's going to go for a Bulk Up, and Latias goes for the Psychic, which almost kills it. But Landorus there's not much it can do. It's going to go for a Fly, whatever. It's fine. Latias will live it, and it does. And Latias goes for the Psychic, kills the Landorus. Crit definitely mattered. Out comes the Toxapex, and Toxapex will die as long as Latias doesn't get paralyzed. And it doesn't, so that is going to be the game. The Portland Timbers are going to win 5-0 over the Houston Hoopos. And for the last game of the week, I know I've ragged on Susie for a while on this, but have you guys ever watched The Office? They got the like character that's never shown, the Scranton Strangler. Yeah, that's his name, dude. That's his name. I'll say no more. Anyways. What do stranglers do? They choke people. Okay, so Gliscor goes for the U-turn, going for the U-turn onto Empoleon. Empoleon's gonna click Ice Beam. Susie's playing like I do against Silver, just gonna freeze him whenever he gets the opportunity. I respect it. And the Delphox is gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam as the Mega Ampharos is gonna stay frozen. So Brett is gonna go ahead and opt to go into his Gliscor, and it's then going to go for a Stealth Rocks. And Clefable is going to come out as the Beware is going to go for a return. And Empoleon comes out. Clefable is going to go for the Calm Mind. But Empoleon is going to try and scare this thing out. It's going to go for the Yawn, so good bring on Susie's part to just try and shut down this Clefable. Empoleon is going to go for the Rocks now, and Empoleon is going to swap out into Drugalgy just in case this Ampharos does thaw out. And it's not going to thaw out for like the 3 turns that it was frozen, so unfort, my friend. Gliscor is going to obviously scare out this Drugalgy, and it goes for the Earthquake, but Beware, big, thick Beware is going to be able to take that hit. Gliscor goes for the U-turn, and Clefable comes out, and Beware is going to go for the return. I've noticed that, Brett, do you think that you're not allowed to run Poison Heal Gliscor? I don't think you've ever run it. It's either like Yaji or offensive in this game. Interesting stuff. But yeah, Gliscor is going to come out, and the Drugalgy is going to be able to kill it with the Sludge Wave. And Kricketune is going to be the man, the myth, the legend to set up the sticky webs. And Drugalgy is just going to be blowing through Brett's team at this point. And Greninja is going to go for the U-turn, going out into the Jirachi. Pretty obvious. And Susie's still going to just go ahead and fire off Sludge Waves. Just trying to hit that thing really hard, or whatever comes in really hard. And out comes the Beware, which is going to be easily two-shot by this special Jirachi. Jirachi. And Delphox is going to come out. Delphox is going to be able to do a lot of damage to really whatever comes in. On the off chance it misses, that's really unfortunate. But Fire Blast is going to do so much damage. Clefable is going to set up the Calm Mind. I really don't understand that play from Brett right there. Okay, so we are back. Now, to everyone who had a long game this week, this is your fault. Now, for you guys, the viewers, it may have seemed like a short little cut. It's been about a minute. My headset just died, so sorry about that. I'll get another song rolling for you guys shortly. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get back into this. Oh boy. Anyways, so Delphox is sitting in here. The Greninja is gonna go for the Surf, and Susie he started the path of choking. He got rid of one of his only answers to Jirachi, so interesting. But the Empoleon is gonna be trying to scald this thing down, and is going to sleep the Greninja, and Greninja is not gonna be two-shot by the Scald. And Brett's trying to wake up, but it's just not gonna happen. And he's finally gonna get a wake up at the very end, but the damage is done. Susie's pretty much sacked off everything left that takes a hit from Jirachi. This Empoleon is gonna go for a Yawn and try and sleep the Jirachi. And now Susie goes out into his Tapu Koko. Interesting strategy, my friend. Now, this Jirachi is going to go for the Ancient Power and Flash Cannon, and down goes Tapu Koko, one of Susie's only ways to kill this Jirachi. Instead of sacking off this thing, which does nothing against the Jirachi, it's going to go down. Out comes the Mega Pinsir, and Mega Pinsir is going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, or is going to swap out into the Empoleon. Another way he would have been able to take possibly one hit, as we see there, and maybe get some scald damage off. This was just an absolute massacre coming out from Jirachi. Susie just completely forgot everything he knew about playing an end game. And yeah, it's going to cost him here, as Jirachi's going to pick up 5 kills, as Seattle Togedemaros are going to win a game that honestly had no business winning. Brett, I'm sorry, I love you, but like, you had no business winning this game. And yeah, that is going to be it. 1-0 victory for the Seattle Togedemaros. So that is going to be the week, guys. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.